Gender Clash episode 7. Here we are. You can't see us, but we are actually on video with each other, so we get to see facial expressions. And now when she rolls her eyes at what I say, I'm going to see it. We also have a very special guest, our first guest. Whoop, whoop, whoop. We have, do you want your name out there? Are you okay with that?
Sure.
All right. Monica is joining us tonight. Monica
our dear friend Monica,
one of the only people who actually threw a subject out. You people are slacking. She did, so she's on the show and you're not. So what's going on, Monica?
Hi, guys. How are you doing? Hello, world.
We're doing well. Thank you for joining us.
Hello, world. It's a
exciting.
WordPress site. That's fun.
You're our first guest.
Yes, you are.
Yes,
this is big.
I actually asked Rob about that because you said that you were going to have a guest on the show that was, what was it?
Crazy and insecure.
Oh, no. No.
That's nothing new.
But you were not the person that he had in mind.
No, we said that before I actually had a person in mind. We said it, and then later on I said, oh, I know who I can do. Yeah, so you're right. Yeah. It's not you,
You
Monica.
were not the one. No.
I know,
no.
I'm only joking.
No.
All right, so I guess we'll make this nice and easy. And Monica, you can bring up your subject or any other subject you want, and let's go. Lead the way.
Absolutely. So I thought this would be a great subject, especially since you two have very different tastes in music.
You think?
So I'd like to know what your take is on dragging the other one to a concert, show. Would you get upset if the other one refused to go, vice versa, knowing that they don't like that music?
All right. Do you want to go first, babe?
All right. So, we have, you're right, Monica. We have extremely different taste in music. Like it is like night and day. Like, I mean, if music were to keep us together, we would not even be married right now. This is how bad it is. Yes. Yeah. Right. But I think that early on, you just go with the person that you're with just to kind of support and just see what it's about. So our first concert together was the Mark Anthony concert, right, babe? Or did we go to one of your concerts before?
You went to a couple of mine first. We went to Social Distortion. We went to Offspring.
Okay.
Oh, that's not...
All right. So...
Yeah, and then I took her to Stone Sour.
You used your rosary beads for those.
No. And then I took her to Stone Sour, and she almost got killed in the mosh pit. So.
Oh.
But I thought that a fight broke out in the first one, and it was good music, and I thought it was a fight, and I was like, oh my God, there's a fight. And everybody that's with us is like, what fight? I'm like, look, over there. And they were like, oh, you're so cute.
Oh, honey.
So I didn't know. I did not know that occurred in those concerts. But, I mean, I went to support. I went to get to know his friends. It's like when you're in a new relationship, you have to be open to doing those things, and you want to spend as much time with that person. So if Rob wanted to go to those concerts, I'm like, all right, I am in. And then he went with me to go see Mark Anthony. And, I think that he appreciated Mark's talent, but he was like, yeah, never again.
Until the second time I went.
Right. But I will say, hello. But I will say that today, I don't go to concerts with him unless it's music that we mutually enjoy. I won't do it. Like, you went to concerts without me.
No, I went to,
right?
Well, that was going to be my point, is if you trust your partner not to throw you in a situation you don't want to be in. Like, I wouldn't insist or even ask you to go see Slayer. I know you always bring them up. I wouldn't ask you to go see Slayer, but we're going to see a concert in a couple of months. I told you I wanted you to come to, and you are not going to dislike that. You will be totally fine. Or even softer.
And I was very suspect.
You were very suspect, but you have to trust that I know what you want and don't want. So I know you like live music. And Monica, the band is Zebra. I'm sure you know Zebra, right? So maybe you don't know them well, but you've heard of them, yeah. So she'll like them. They're like almost like a classic rock / 80s hairish kind of stuff. It is very mild. It's very you'll be fine. I would not ask you to go to whatever. But what's that?
I said she'll do fine with that.
Yeah, she'll be fine. But my take is that if I ask you to go to something because I really want you to go, you should go. I'm not saying like you have to drop everything, but I wouldn't ask you to go to something I think you would hate. Now, if I want you to go to see a Slayer type band, it's because I want to see the look on your face. That's a different story. But I wouldn't necessarily do that to you. So.
No, and I think that you got me like 2 separate sets of tickets to go see Mark Anthony, and I've taken other people.
Well, one time you took, I forgot who you took, the girl who cut your hair or something, right?
The girl who does my nails, hair, Elizabeth.
Something that guys don't do. Right. But I went with you twice, and
twice to see Mark Anthony.
Yes, twice, babe. We went to the Garden, and we went to the Garden.
We went to the Garden to go see Billy Joel.
No, we went to see Mark Anthony twice. I went
twice.
Twice.
Look at you.
Oh my God, I must love you. So you pretty much hit it on the head. I appreciate the atmosphere. I appreciate music as a person who loves music in general. It is not my scene at all. I don't enjoy the music, but it's not like
you don't enjoy Mark Anthony, Monica?
No.
I see the look on your face. Are you kidding me?
No, I cannot. That's
Mira, Latina. Espérate.
I gotta tell you, I'm totally on his side when it comes to music. I'd rather, even
Monica's
though
metal, yeah.
Fan of the real heavy stuff. I like Slayer, but
you like Slipknot, right?
Oh God, I love Slip.
Yeah,
they're different.
They are different, but they're heavy.
Yeah, they're extremely heavy. But I could not do like the pop or the R&B, and no.
Oh my God!
I couldn't do the pop stuff either. I can't. Monica, we went to see Pink. Right? We went to see Pink. The first half of the show was that lip syncing, singing along with harmonizing with herself, and I was like, I can't believe what I'm watching. Second half, she pulled out an acoustic guitar with a dude and did all acoustic stuff, and it was fantastic. Right, it was great.
But it's just that like Lady Gaga, extremely talented. I
100%.
That pop stuff that she does.
How about Adele? Would you go see Adele?
No. I know.
What?
I cannot. It's just not my thing. And like you said before, he appreciates it, and I understand.
Oh my God.
Talent, they can sing, they do that, but it's just not for me. And honestly, I feel bad taking, like, for something so big like a show like an Adele or a Mark Anthony where people are dying to go, the tickets are expensive. I feel bad taking the place of somebody who really wants to be there, because I'll say it's almost like when I go to a baseball game, like a really big playoff game, and there's people there sitting there on their phones asking, what time is this over? When can we leave? What's going on? And
that's blasphemy. Yeah,
because I'm like, there's like, my friends wanted to go desperately and they couldn't get in, but this person does. So it's one of those things that, and then, so let me ask you, if early in your relationship, like, you knew what kind of guy Rob was, say like 6 months in. So,
yes.
Okay.
6 months, yes.
So if he would have just said, hey, I bought myself a ticket by myself to go see Slayer. Okay, that's it.
That actually happened. That actually happened, yeah.
Yes.
Knowing that you don't like them, but he didn't ask you, would you get upset at that?
I would be so happy that he didn't ask me, because if he asked me to go, then I would feel obligated, because I wouldn't want him to go alone. But the fact that he's okay going alone, and he didn't, and he thought of me so much and loves me so much not to ask me to go, I would be fine.
Okay, cool.
You want to
go, babe?
You want to laugh?
Enjoy.
About a year in, I went to see Slayer. What's that?
How would you feel if she did the same with Mark Anthony? If she just bought a ticket by?
It wouldn't bother me. It wouldn't bother me at all. If she knows it's something I don't necessarily enjoy, I have no problem with her asking me to do it. But I would not be upset if she decided she wanted to go do it and not listen to me whine or whatever else. So without a doubt. So. Yeah, a year into our relationship, I did go see Slayer, and I don't remember if I asked her or not, but I assume no. And I went with Lou Toro. She was kind enough to drive me there. All right, she drove me, dropped me off.
Oh, that was Slayer?
That was Slayer, yeah.
PNC was Slayer?
PNC was Slayer, yeah. I know it's hard to believe they can sell that many tickets, but they did. So
no.
So she dropped me off. She dropped me and Lou off, right? The only time she's ever seen me trashed was that night. She picked me and Lou up, and I couldn't even see straight.
Monica.
I never said I wasn't drunk. I said I wasn't hungover the next day. I never said I wasn't drunk. Clearly, I was drunk. I was polluted. I was drunk. But
yeah. Mm-hmm.
But it was a great time. We had an awesome time. Yeah.
I drove him there, and then I picked him up.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that?
There you go.
Yeah. And then where did Lou Toro, so Lou Toro left his car at your old place, right?
I thought he left it at your place.
No, I think we went to go pick him up at your old townhouse.
I don't remember.
Or I think I picked both of you guys up at the townhouse. Yeah.
Yeah, vague. It's vague. I was a little drunk. I don't remember. But anyway, the whole original question was if we would be upset or insist that someone go. And I'm okay with having different musical tastes. Now, if I had my druthers, if everything had to be, I would love it if she loved the same music I did, but it is not a deal breaker. It is not something I would get upset. And I know your original question, Monica, on the Facebook site was, do you have to go? Do you feel like your partner has to go with you? And I don't feel that at all. I don't want to put anyone in a position where I'm insecure enough they have to be with me. And I hate it when I'm with someone who's not having a good time. I wouldn't put myself in that position purposely.
Excellent.
Yeah. No, it's, I always wanted somebody to share my taste in music and culture. And, but I'm extremely happy that, and Rob makes an effort and not, and he truly makes an effort to, especially culture wise, but like music wise, like I think that we've both come to the point where we respect each other's choices and likes and don't ever feel bad if you ever want to go to a concert without me. And I feel the same way. So it's nothing that, and there is music that we would enjoy seeing together. Like we're waiting for
Lionel Richie
to come and like we would love to go see that together.
I'm kind of
Hall and Oates.
Hall and Oates in a second. I'm kind of a weird anomaly. Like I grew up, my mother was a big love songs, 70s love songs, so I love 70s love songs. I love it. So Lionel Richie, Air Supply, Barry Manilow, I would go see all of them if they came around, but I wouldn't go see, Lady Gaga. I wouldn't go see the Backstreet Boys. I wouldn't go see
Adele, babe.
Maybe.
Adele. Come on.
Adele's one of those things where her voice is really good and she's clearly talented, and the songs grow on me as I hear them, because I hear them so often, but I don't love them. You know what I mean? I don't like them. So I like that. What's that one we hear all the time? Go Easy on Me. Or,
yes. Oh my God. So hint, baby. I want to go see Adele.
Great.
Okay.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah.
Okay. So I guess that's Christmas gift. Couple of tickets for you and somebody else. All right. Got it. Mental note achieved. So, I like Mark Anthony. I don't love that music at all. Live, I can deal with it better than I can when you're playing it on your phone in the house. That drives me crazy. It is I can't do it. I just can't. When you're playing all that salsa and merengue, and I don't know the difference, but when that stuff is being played, it makes me violent. It really does. I'm like, I can't do this. Yeah.
And it's so funny because it's coming from another Hispanic girl. I am so not Hispanic in so many ways. I mean,
OMG.
And the funny part is I grew up with my mom blasting Julio Iglesias. That's her favorite. That's her favorite artist of all time. And she always used to listen to, 60s, 70s music, love songs, things like that. I mean.
So where did you get your taste in music?
That's a good question, Monica. Where'd you get it?
Like that. And then when we moved to Jersey, and my friend across the street, and she was my age, and her older brother was in high school, and he was listening to Metallica, Motley Crue, King Diamond, things like, and I'm like the light bulb went off for me. I was like, this is what I love. So that was it for me. And but you know what? In the same breath, I have seen Billy Joel dozens of times. Absolutely adore him. I love
he's good.
Elvis.
I grew up with Elvis, so my brother was a huge Elvis fan. So I grew up listening to his albums and like in like the record, like yeah.
And then I like some jazz. I like going. I got used to it when I was with my ex, and he was stationed in Tennessee. So I always used to fly down to Nashville. We used to hang out. We used to go to the jazz clubs. That's what he was.
Oh, nice.
I wasn't, but I grew to really like it. I like the environment there, like you say, like you like the what's going on, but not necessarily the music. But I grew to like it a bit. So things like that. I can have a little bit of a mellow side, but no.
So, question for you, Monica. Would you be open to dating somebody who didn't share your taste in music?
Oh, pretty much everybody I have doesn't like my.
Okay,
yeah, babe,
all right.
I don't know if you noticed, babe, but metal people are usually in the minority. We don't find a lot of other metal people. Unless we date each other, there's not a lot of it.
See, but that's so funny because then you'll say how like popular your music is. I'm like, it's not. Nobody knows that craziness that you guys listen to.
Amongst our group, like amongst the metal people, like, those bands are big. Whatever it is that we're listening to that we're saying is big, we know.
Well,
right.
Metal got popular in like the 80s, and most of the bands, including Metallica, most of the bands who got popular changed their music to kind of appeal to the masses. And it's back in the underground now where it belongs. And that's where it belongs, in a place where no one sees it, no one listens to it, except for the people that like it. It's not supposed to be big and popular. But the popular metal bands that Chill insist nobody likes, Slayer will sell out arenas, Slipknot will sell out arenas, Metallica sells out stadiums, I mean, metal is not big like pop. You can't compare it to pop, but it is big enough that it sells places out.
Sure, and especially if you see what goes on, like in other countries, especially like in Scandinavia, like that.
Oh, geez.
Death metal. That is
really
massive over there, like in Sweden, Norway. You'll see like 100,000 people at shows there.
And like bands like Iron Maiden, right? They're big enough here. They'll sell out 20,000 seat arenas, 3 shows, but then they go to South America and sell out stadiums by themselves. Not even not even a thing. Metal is bigger in Europe and in South America than it is here, believe it or not. So, but
wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
all right.
So you are not familiar with it, just like I'm not familiar with your stuff, and I can't believe how popular it is, but it is.
What? Stop it.
I didn't know Mark Anthony was a singer. I thought he was an actor, right? I didn't know.
Babe,
I swear to God, I thought he was an actor.
Babe, all right. You're going to have to edit this out. You're going to have to edit this out.
I'm a pop culture moron, right? So the point I'm trying to make is if you had told me Mark Anthony was a singer, I would never have believed he was selling out the Garden. I wouldn't have believed it.
What?
No idea.
And you know how much those tickets go for?
I do. I believe me. I've bought them for you 3 times. I know how much they go for. Oh, twice I bought them for you. One time you bought them for us. Okay.
Yeah. Oh my God, they're expensive.
I know.
Yeah.
But that just goes to show that subcultures are completely different and they're kind of segregated. So you would have no idea about ours, and I have very little idea about yours. And then there's the ones that everybody knows that, the big.
I thought that I kind of knew rock or whatever heavy because I listened to Bon Jovi and Def Leppard.
Oh,
I know. Look at Monica's face.
Oh, honey.
That's your gateway drug into the metal.
Right.
You start.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's Bon Jovi. Right. Yeah, I'm a rocker. Yeah. So.
No, I just thought I was, I just thought I knew a little bit about that stuff because. And listen, I love Bon Jovi. Like, he's one of my he was the first concert that I ever went to, right? So how do you ever forget that? But, and I love Def Leppard. Like, Pour Some Sugar on Me is probably one of my favorite songs ever.
Right. And the metalhead community cringes when they hear that because Def Leppard had some really good stuff. The album before Pour Some Sugar on Me is one of the best rock albums ever made, and you probably don't know any of them. Maybe you know Foolin', you Rock of Ages, or I don't know. That's what I mean. You don't know them. And that's it. See, again, I'm going to do it again. The mind closing. That's the mind closing. You already got that look on your face. If you would be open-minded, I could show you hundreds of songs you would like if you would just get that thing out of your head.
I like one of your songs I like one of your favorite songs.
Volbeat, yeah. because you've heard it enough times, and that was early on where you're like, I remember Monica, this is the funny story. One time she got in my car, it must have been one of our first 5 or 10 days, right? She gets in the car and I had Avenged Sevenfold on. It was like when I was going through my Avenged Sevenfold phase, getting to know who they were. She gets in the car, she goes, what are you listening to? I'm like, it's Avenged Sevenfold. Why? She goes, because I want to know the music you listen to. I want to know you. I want to know whatever. And I was like, okay, great. So I played a couple of songs. I told her what they were about. She hasn't asked a single question since then. It's like that stuff just didn't exist.
Because it turned me off, because then I started to see the stuff that he really listens to, and I'm like, I cannot, like, I feel like I'm going to be possessed. I just Christ. Can't do it. I love you more than anything in this world. I cannot do that music. I cannot. But
you could.
That Volpe song is nice. Like, I had our band learn it for you.
I know.
Because they even thought, like,
one of the best things ever, and every time I hear that song now, I think of it. It was when I heard it come on, when I heard it came on, and I'm like, wait a minute, I'm like, is really?
Yes. For those listening who weren't at our wedding, obviously, everybody was probably at our wedding. It's all our friends. I'm a huge fan of a Volbeat song called "Let It Burn." Great song, and Maritza knows this, and she had the band, like there was a full band there, learn the song, so that as I'm walking and doing things, suddenly they start playing this song. I'm like, wait a second. It was like I didn't recognize it immediately because I would never expect to hear it there, right? Yeah,
and I was like, where's my husband? He needs to be right here. But like Rich had messaged me maybe a week later, or maybe when he was like starting to learn it with Kat and the band, and he was like, this is a really cool song. I'm like, Rich, this is my extent of heavy metal. This is it. Well, this is as far as I will get.
I'm telling you right now, if you could keep an open mind and know that I'm not going to play the crazy shit for you, you would find 100 songs you would like. There's so many great songs out there. Yeah.
So we can do it, babe. Like, listen, it's got to be like that Volbeat song. It can't be like anything else.
Of course, I understand. It's got to be catchy. It's got to be nice. It can't be super heavy.
Yeah, like I am totally open to you playing that music if it's not, it is Raining Blood or stuff like that, or Devil Come Take Me Now. Or
when have I ever played a song for you that said Devil Come Take Me Now?
I'm just like making up lyrics because that is how I feel when the music is on.
Okay,
like the devil is going to come and rapture my soul.
So we are going to have the Gender Class reaction channel where I'm going to play music for you and you're going to listen and we're going to do videos. Okay.
I can't. All right.
There you go.
Monica's like cracking up over there because she's like, I can't believe she's saying this.
Right. She's saying this in front of you. Later on, she's going to be like, I ain't listening to that stuff. Get out of here. Especially not on video, because then I got to do my hair. I got to do whatever.
I know. I'm like, oh my God, do we have to go like on video live?
Yes, for the reactions we do. And they are huge. People all over the place. They get 30,000, 40,000, 100,000 views of people showing people who don't know the music, like giving them an opportunity to learn songs. It's great. My favorite one, Monica, are you familiar with Lost in Vegas?
No.
Two black dudes, hip hop guys who have a completely open mind. Their motto is like free thinkers, open mind.
I wasn't familiar with the name, but I think this is the same ones that I was going to say that there's two guys.
Yes.
And they listen, and actually one of them I think was Slipknot. And Corey Taylor found out about it, and then he invited them.
Oh, really? I didn't hear about that. Maybe, but these guys are fantastic, and they're completely open-minded. They listen to everything from super heavy to middling classic rock stuff they've never heard because they weren't involved in that culture at all, and they give honest reactions. And me, as a guy who's been listening to a lot of these songs for 40 years, 35 years, I see it in a different light. It's so, I know it's going to sound so corny, but it is so enlightening to watch someone listen to this for the first time and appreciate it. It's amazing. So these reaction channels get hundreds of thousands of views if you get them out there.
Well, let's do it. Let's do it.
All right, let's go. Gender clash reaction. That's what it's going to be. Reaction. There you go. You're going to doll yourself up for it. So,
can we have my sister next to me too, so she can have reactions?
There you go.
Imagine my sister.
I tell you what, we'll get the three of us on a call like this, and your sister and you can both give reactions. But you have to be open-minded. You can't. The first chord rings out and goes bam. You can't say, "Oh my God, I'm praying. Where's my rosary beads?" You can't do that. Okay?
Because my sister's a huge music person. Like she sings Christian music, right?
Well,
so
my latest one that I found is a woman called the Charismatic Voice. She's an opera singer. She's like my sister's age, so like 35, 36. She's never heard any of this stuff. And watching her listen to what they do is most people recommend the greatest singers for her, like the greatest rock and metal singers. And watching her joy and be like, oh my God, I never knew this music could do that is just, it's amazing. It really is. So I guess you could go the opposite way and say this gospel is garbage, and people would kind of feed off of that. But I would love to introduce you to that stuff. Done.
All right.
Done.
Cool.
Get your sister on. It's the Martinez sisters reaction videos. All right.
Mm-hmm.
I can't imagine what would come out of that, because it would be fantastic.
100%. I agree completely. It would be awesome.
And listen, like if I'm afraid of that music and I'm not as spiritual, like my sister's super spiritual, like God. Imagine what my sister's gonna react to. Or maybe she may appreciate the music because she's so musically inclined.
But you're assuming I'm gonna play like Slayer and Slipknot for her. I would not do that. Babe, there are thousands of bands I could play for you that are not anywhere near that kind of music.
Can you like play one of those crazy songs so then I don't look like I'm crazy?
No, I never said.
So she can understand what I'm talking about.
I will tell you what. I will make myself look bad in that sense by saying this is what I try to listen to. If you will admit that not every band sings about the devil, because I can, like Monica, Skid Row. Don't you think she'd appreciate Sebastian Bach and Skid Row?
Oh my God, absolutely. Like play "I Remember You" for her and see what happens there.
Absolutely.
She would absolutely
I remember you,
love it.
Yeah. Right. Or any of the 80s ballads. Scorpions, like Still Loving You. You think she's not going to like that? These are metal bands. They toured the world with metal bands. You would never know. And then as you get to like this stuff, or at least tolerate it, you can move to harder stuff. And I'm never going to get you to Slayer. But instead, waving your finger.
Yeah,
but I'm never going to get you to that level. I understand that. But there's stuff now that you would automatically shut your mind off to because it's got a faster beat than a ballad that you would probably like. And there's thousands and thousands of songs out there. You just never know.
All right. Listen, I am open to listening to stuff that's not going to make me want to pray to God to like save my soul. And I'll just make sure that my sister brings her holy oil with her, just in case she needs to anoint us.
She doesn't have to be in the room.
You know, a lot of these bands also are like religious and they're into God. Just because they sound like they're crazy doesn't mean that they are, or that they're sacrificing chickens in their yards.
Goats maybe, but not chickens, right?
I don't know. Who was the guy that bit the head of a bat?
Ozzy.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
okay.
Crazy.
Okay, come on.
Fake news, because he did bite the head of a bat, but what it was he thought it was a toy bat. Someone threw the bat on stage. He was goofing off. He was
that's
probably,
how stoned he is.
Right, exactly. I was going to say, he's probably drunk and stoned. He thought it was a rubber bat, bit it, and it turned out to be a real bat.
Yeah.
Maybe he was the one that started COVID.
In 1981? In 1981, it took a little while to get here, but yeah, we could blame him, yeah.
Well, the travel from, where was that?
Was that
in Texas?
But that's bad news. If it started 41 years ago and it's still here now, that's
we're fucked.
We're screwed.
Ooh, excuse me.
I'm going to edit that one out. He said she's very sorry.
I know. Sorry, Seth. Because my sister listens to every episode.
She does. Yep. And now we just lost her.
I know.
All right, let's do a subject and get Monica's opinion on it while she's here. She'll be our guest for the whole thing. Okay. I got two women here, so we're gonna go with the women one. Yeah. Why do women like to say it's fine or I'm fine instead of just saying you're right, I'm pissed at you? Why is that? Monica's shaking her head. Why are you shaking your head? You go first, Monica.
I have to tell you, when you were talking in one of the other podcasts and Maritza was saying that men are just expected to know things, like they should know better, like you shouldn't have to tell them. With me, it's the opposite. I will just come straight out and tell you, this and that and the other, I won't say I'm fine. I'll say, you know what? I'm effing angry and this and
you
that.
Can
and
curse.
I will.
She's not allowed to.
What's that?
I said you can curse. She's not allowed.
Oh, okay. I know one day you said you were trying to keep it clean.
I'm kidding. Yeah.
I come out. I'm very honest. I'm very vocal. So I don't have that issue. I just tell it like it is. And I mean, some people are put off by it, but then that's too bad. I mean, that's who I am.
I'm not sure I believe that, but okay. I haven't had a case.
So get me kissed, Rob. You'll see.
All right.
So listen, Rob will tell you, and those who know me very well will tell you that I am a straight shooter. Like, I don't sugarcoat. But when you're in a relationship, you kind of have to learn how to, gently tell somebody, because Rob will admit that I'm brutal. I'm brutal with my words. I sometimes don't think before I speak, or the way that I deliver my message is very, very, yeah. It's like, so I have learned how to, kind of filter it out, because listen, Monica, it doesn't work. It doesn't work long term. Like, it doesn't, like,
well,
it's
maybe
like,
now.
it's bad. I know. Like, it is bad. Like, it is really bad. And I have learned, and I have had to learn this in, like, my professional career, where I would be like, boof. And they would be like, yeah, well, you don't say things like that. I'm like, but that's the truth. Like, that's the way it is.
At least
they're like, yeah,
they know that you're not
that.
sugarcoating things. See, no, like, I can't say that every single time I've been like that. But when something is so blatantly obvious or, like, disrespectful, something like that, then I will, like, just come flat out and everything. But, like, with my last real relationship, I had to learn what patience was and how to deal with this person.
Welcome to relationships.
Yeah, it wasn't easy, and I tried really hard, more than I ever have. And I couldn't. I knew it just got to a point where I couldn't do it. So.
Yeah. I mean, I have learned to outweigh the good with the bad, right? Like, there's a lot of things about Rob that I'm like, what? And even until this day, like, I don't verbally say anything anymore, but if I give him, like, that, like, smirk or that laugh, he gets pissed off, because that smirk or that laugh is telling him,
you're an idiot.
What are you, a moron? Right. What are you, a moron? But I don't want to say
you're
it, because we're either in front of people.
5-year-old. That's what.
Yeah. So I don't say it anymore, but I'm trying to curve my expressions. But you got to outweigh the good with the bad. Like, there's a lot of things about Rob that I'm like, Jesus, Lord, take the wheel. But there are things about him that are so endearing that I've been hoping and praying for, that I have to think about that, right? Because those little stupid little things that I get annoyed about, it's so irrelevant at the end of the day, because he marks off all the things that are truly important, that it really, yes. So, but I have had to learn that, and it's taken a while. It's taken therapy. It's taken a lot of things for me to learn that. Like, we have gone through our issues, and it's just like, is that really important when he does 10 other things that are so amazing? Right. And those 2 things, I'm like, oh my God, this guy, like, what is wrong with him? Like,
well, yeah.
Why doesn't he think straight?
I get that. I get that too. Except I don't say this guy, so it's all good.
Yeah. So yes. So but like, I don't think I ever say that I'm fine, right?
No, well, this is another reason why in this particular case you don't necessarily fit it, because I know when there's something wrong with you. You're not the type, right? When you and me now, we're at a point where if there's something wrong with us, we know. We are no longer at that point where I'm wondering. We no longer whatever. We have our groove, and if we're out of the groove, it's obvious. So I don't necessarily feel that with you, but there are women who don't communicate that they're upset about something. They say, no, I'm fine. Or, yep, sure, go ahead and go out. Right, of course. You may as well just, you may as well just take your pajamas off and go to bed at that point. But yeah, I'm hoping the 2 of you can speak for other women, or we need a third woman on here.
I think that women, Okay, so listen. So there are women that are non-confrontational and they don't want to stir the pot and they always want to keep the peace. So they'll say that they're fine, but inside they're burning. And these are women that hold a lot of resentment. These are women that,
it's terrible for the relationship.
live a very like, I don't know, like fake life where they're so upset, but they don't have the nerve or the courage to say that bothers them. So they'll be like, I am fine. No, you're not, because eventually you're going to blow up.
Yeah. How do you expect to have things work out long term if you can't express your feelings to the other person, say, this is why I'm angry, let's talk about it.
Right. And there are women who just always aim to please and they don't ever want to stir the pot. And listen, but the problem, I am not that girl.
No. Yeah, the problem with that is they aim to please, and then eventually it all comes out and it's like, where the hell did this come from? And the dude's like, what the hell is happening?
Right. And they're like, what the hell?
Right. Those are the women that get taken advantage of. I mean, you could only do so much good before, somebody starts to take advantage of you and then you don't say anything and then, things happen.
Yeah. But you know what? But I think that with that personality trait comes, you're either insecure, you feel like you need to settle. Well, this is the best I can get, so let me just put up with that. Like there is no need or no room for any of that. Sad. And again, you were talking to the wrong person because obviously I don't settle. Obviously, I don't put up with a lot. Like I've been tolerant of things that, again, they're so minute when you look at the bigger picture that I'm like, all right, listen, I mean, if he like splashes water all over the sink when he does dishes, I'll just go behind him and wipe the sink off. But he's doing dishes, right? So that's the big plus. Or, so I have to there are certain things that I'm just like, oh my God, doesn't he see that? But then I'm like, it's fine.
Well, that's a good segue into, doesn't he see that, right? Why do guys not see what's right in front of their face when they're looking for something?
Oh my God.
I wish I had an explanation
looking with
for that.
their man eyes. It's like every time that Rob can't find something, I go looking for it and it takes me less than
10 seconds,
a minute or two.
Yeah, I can only speak for myself. Sometimes I just miss it because I think what guys do is we expect something to be in a certain spot, and if it's not in that spot, then you give a click once over.
And if it must have been your fault.
I don't know. Like she'll say, "Can you get that thing out of the closet?" And I'll go look, and if it's, I have a picture in my head of what the box looks like or what it's supposed to be in, and if I don't see that immediately, I look around. It's like I can't find it, and then I'll look around, but it's not fitting what I'm expecting to see. It's not that I don't see it. It's not fitting what in my mind I thought it was going to look like or expected to see. And I think that's I can't speak for other guys. I can literally only speak for myself in this instance, but that's what I do. I expect it to look a certain way.
I have been told that this is a male trait because there's a lot of men that have the same thing where they look with their man eyes. They don't look. They're not really looking. They're just like expecting it to like just come out and like smack them in the face, and because it's not smacking them in the face, nope, it's not there. I'm
is like, this really? For an item that belongs to them that they put away and then they can't find, or just like, oh honey, go in the closet and find me this, and then like he said, he's not sure of what he's looking at.
Well, it's not necessarily the one that because I don't ask her where I put my stuff. We don't have that whole she puts my stuff
or
here,
like,
I put her stuff there.
Have you seen my keys? And then like you left them in your coat pocket instead of where you
not so much of that.
Okay.
Not so much of that. This would be like I need this, it's in the garage. Do you know where it is? And I'll go look, and I'll look in a different part of the garage because I expect it to be in that part of the garage, and then I walk back in and sorry, it's not there, and then she'll go out and there it is.
Yeah. So like the running joke is we cleaned out our garage and my sister came over to help me organize because I am not an organizer. I don't like clutter, but I will just stuff stuff in closet without any rhyme or reason. Just put it there. Like I don't organize. Like I'm terrible about that stuff, right? So my sister came, she organized, she did a fantastic job. So every time that he can't find something in the closet, he was like, your sister put it somewhere. I don't know
what happened before because she put a little corner and called it the Robert corner, right? And I'm like, it's not in the Robert corner. I don't know where it is.
So he likes organized chaos.
It wasn't the Robert. Right. So, and I just like stuff out of like the common living area. So
I don't necessarily like organized chaos, but I can deal with organized chaos if I know where the things are. Once you neaten things up and things are not where I expect them to be, then it's neat chaos. It's no longer right. Yes.
But the car brooms were in their Robert corner.
The what?
The car brooms to clean the snow off were in their Robert corner. I know, but
that goes back to me expecting a box of some sort, and they weren't in a box, so I never saw them. I couldn't see them. It's like they don't exist if they're not in what I expect them to be in. It's just not.
So he was like, your sister did a great job, but now I can't find anything. I'm like, I know, because now it's organized.
But to be fair, also, when your sister came was right before the end of the summer, and we had to put all the furniture in there, all the backyard furniture. Monica, I don't know if you know, we redid our whole backyard.
Yes,
so
I did see.
The deck is gone. All this stuff is gone, and all of the furniture that was back there is now in the garage because it doesn't fit in the shed. You can't walk in the garage. It's a mess. So who the hell wants to climb all over shit? And every time I walk to the front of the garage, I knock the sensor off so the door doesn't open. And if I go through the part here, this falls down. I'm done. So if I don't see it from a distance, it's not there.
Babe, you gotta look just a little bit closer.
Getting a hammer is a chore these days. Getting in there and getting a hammer is a chore.
Listen, like things that were so obvious that he would be like, I couldn't find it. And I go in there and I'm like, so now I just go look for it and I find it and I'm like, here, babe. Like before I would be like, look, what are you doing? And now I'm just like, here you go. Okay. Because it's not worth the fight. It's like, it's so stupid.
There's no reason to fight. So
No.
Right, that's okay. Yeah. And then there's the computer stuff for you that I have to do. That's obvious.
Oh my God, I know. Thank God.
She comes running downstairs. She's like, blah 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 blah, and I'm like, well, what do you mean? Like I'll go up. It's 5 seconds. I fix it. It's done. I say okay, and I go back downstairs. I don't make you feel bad. I don't make you. I don't make you feel bad. Yeah.
And it's not your job to do it.
Yes, I know you have an entire freaking what do you call that?
IT person that's like virtual that can't help me. So I'm like, let me call my husband.
Yeah. let me scream at my husband and tell him how effed up this entire thing is, and you can't do this anymore, and make him feel like he did something wrong. Let's do that. You want to do one more before we go?
Sure.
What do you say, Monica? One more?
Sure. Why not?
All right. Let's do another girly one since there's two women on here. When we get a guy on, we'll do the guy ones. Okay. Why do women pack for 42 days when they're going on a 2-day weekend trip?
I'm so not a girl. I'm starting to realize.
There we go. Oh, boy. I found another one. 8 billion freaking people, 4 billion women. I found 2 that don't do the same shit.
You know what? I actually try to take as little as possible. Like, unless I know I'm going to, I don't know, a wedding or somewhere where I'm going to need like the special shoes, the makeup, the this, the that. But like if I'm just going like on a quick weekend trip, I don't know, say to a casino or something, please, I will like wear one of my outfits down, have another one ready for the next day packed, and just my toothbrush and whatever little necessities I need. I hate carrying
So you and me could probably share a backpack then, because that's what I do. On a weekend trip, I'm in a backpack. I wear the same jeans, because who the hell, you got a clean pair of jeans, you can wear them twice. I wear the same jeans. I'll consider the same socks. All I got is a pair of underwear and a second shirt.
Babe,
man, seriously. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Stop it.
If you throw them back on, you're good to go.
I'm packing for you for Mexico.
If you have them on for like half an hour, and you're not running, that's acceptable. Yes. But, not like 2 whole days.
They're socks. It doesn't matter. But,
but
the jeans, I mean, like if I'm going away for like, where did I go recently? I mean, this weekend didn't count. There was
you went to South Carolina.
No, that was just one night. That didn't count. When I went to Houston, I went to Texas for the Jet game, and it was a 2-night trip. It was 2 nights, whatever. I brought a backpack. I didn't bring a suitcase.
And you're going to a football game. I mean, you're not.
And I got 9 guys on an Airbnb. You think I need to get different outfits and whatever? But had a woman come on that trip, there would have been a whole suitcase full of 17 outfits, because you want to make sure your options are there.
I can't.
I can assume that. Maybe not you two, but I have dated before. She's not my first rodeo.
No, I think that I'm kind of in the middle. Like, I don't like overly pack, but I like to have maybe at least an option. Because say if the weather is not what I thought it would be or whatever, then I kind of like to have an option. Or say if or say if like you go somewhere and you think you have to get all dolled up, and then it's a very low key, chill type of environment, and you're like, all right, so the next night I'm just gonna wear jeans and just a top and
I get it.
some flats.
The makeup takes a lot of space. I get it.
Like, on a vacation, a full vacation, or on a cruise or something like that. Yes, I'll take.
I love cruises.
Yes. I want to take like my outfits, my 7 nights of outfits, plus like 1 or 2 extra. You never know if you're going to get stranded.
Just in case.
You never know, like you say, about the weather. So things like that. But I'm not taking like 74 different shirts, like 18 dresses.
No.
Yeah.
What?
No.
Well, yeah, but a cruise is 5 days, 7 days. That you need options for. That I can totally get on board with. But when you're going for a weekend trip where it's like Friday to Sunday night, and you've got like 6 outfits and a separate bag for shoes, and don't tell me that doesn't happen, because I've seen it. A bag for shoes and a bag for the other stuff, and you've got enough clothes to last you 3 weeks for a weekend. Right? I'm not saying you're like that. I'm just saying women.
This is the one time that I'm actually going to say when I was going nuts with shoes. And I went with my mom to Italy for 2 weeks, and
two
weeks is a long time. And when I go on vacation, I like to dress up at dinner. It just feels special. Yes. You're in Italy, you're in whatever, and I'm like, I need like so many different shoes with all my outfits. I tried to ship a box of shoes to the first hotel that we went to.
Oh my God! It cost you $230
well, that's
to ship
exactly
to Italy.
it. They told me it was something like that, and I didn't do it. So don't.
I always pick outfits that I can share shoes with. I can bring like 3 pairs of shoes, and then I'll do like every other day. I'll mix up the shoes, because shoes take a lot of room.
What's the obsession with shoes? That's another subject. What is the obsession with shoes?
Shoes can make or break the outfit. Shoes can make or break the outfit. Are you kidding me? Shoes and makeup are the biggest thing.
Makeup I could see it, but
Rob,
shoes.
Are you a sneaker person?
You like.
Oh, okay.
No, not at all. You got to see what I wear. I mean, I'll wear them until they fall off my feet. I don't give a shit about them.
Shoes?
Sneakers or shoes. I don't care about shoes.
Speaking of those damn sneakers that you have,
I know.
They're going to be your junk sneakers. I bought him 2 brand new pairs of sneakers for Christmas, and he has yet to use them.
Yet.
He's still using. Right.
That's a good point. I haven't tried them on, much less broken them in yet. I don't. But the thing with women in shoes is they need 17 pairs of the same ones, just different colors, or the same shoe, different designer. It's just like a whole closet, a whole wall full of shoes. What is the point?
I'm sorry, babe.
Yes, dear.
I'm sorry that you dated girls like that, but I am not like.
No.
I am literally like smack in the middle. Like I'm not.
So you have 12 instead of 17. I get it.
No, like probably for like Mexico. I think we're gonna be gone for like 5 days, right?
Yes.
I'll probably bring like 1 pair of heels that I can wear with several outfits, and just like 2 cute sandals, and like 2 beach flip flops, and I'm done. And then I travel with my sneakers on, so I can use them to work out, or I can use them if it's raining and it's shitty and we're going somewhere, and I'll just put my sneakers on. That's it.
Right. Well, it's not so much that I've dated people like that. I have seen that whole take a separate suitcase for the shoes thing, but I mean, the show we're watching now, the woman's got 6 billion pairs of shoes, right? I mean,
babe, she's over the top.
But
babe.
she's
not normal.
And I think
what
a lot of women
to watching.
So we watch
Married at First Sight,
right? And it's an interesting enough show a lot of the time. Sometimes it's like, just get through this crap, right? But the one woman on the one we're watching from the previous season is just like, she's one of those, I love to shop. Crazy. I've got thousands of pairs of shoes,
and she's all designer. Yeah. She's like designer, Chanel, right? Louis Vuitton. I am simple. Like I don't need any of that stuff.
But
and
somewhere in between you and her, between you and her is other women, and most women would probably do that if they could. So that's where it comes in. So if you could, what is the obsession with shoes? They're just shoes. And I have a lot of buddies who are big time into sneakers. So Monica, you asked that question.
Shoes
I have friends
are important.
That are big time into
shoes are important. I do like shoes, but I'm too lazy to be so preoccupied with that stuff. And I'm more for comfort than I am for looking, you know what I'm saying? Like,
it depends on.
I'd rather be comfortable. I guess, yeah, no, totally.
I mean, like for me to spend $60 or $60 on a pair of shoes is a lot for me. Not because I don't have it, but because it doesn't interest me. Yeah. See, like
there's a whole subset of women out there now that shoes, but turning their noses up to you.
You can't wear you can't wear a nice dress with just flats or
with
like
shitty shoes,
things
right?
that you wear in the street. You have to have like a good, decent pair of heels.
And shoes can be very sexy.
Yes,
like,
absolutely.
It's called shoe porn. Yeah. Like, shoes can really be super
and
sexy.
Especially for women, like especially me, I'm very short. So to put on like 4-inch heels, that'll give me 4 inches. I'll look like an actual adult.
I never noticed you were that short. Really?
So
I never noticed you were short, Monica.
Oh, I'm so short. I'm only 5'3". So
really?
Yeah. So throwing on the heels, it makes you look taller and thinner.
Thinner.
You see? So
there we go.
Thinner.
Right.
You see, Rob?
Yes.
Now we're at the crux of the issue. So the shoe, I get it. So the shoe obsession is the man's fault because they've body shamed women into thinking they need to look skinnier.
No,
I got it.
It doesn't mean that
I'm just joking. But that's where those conversations always go. Why do you feel you need to be skinnier? Because we expected you. So I get it.
No,
I just listen. I can appreciate a beautiful pair of shoes, and I do like wearing very nice shoes. But my average norm, no. Like, give me like sneakers, give me a cute pair of flats, give me some sandals. But if I'm going out, yes, like shoes are super important.
So if money was absolutely no object at all, would you have a nice, like fancy, awesome shoe collection, or would you have exactly what you have now?
I'd rather have a baseball card collection over shoes.
I would rather I think if money was no option, I think I would probably have like designer shoes. Like, who doesn't want a pair of Louboutins?
Well, that's why I'm asking, because I don't.
Right. So I think that if money was no option, I probably would have more expensive shoes. Like, I'm not into and now that I'm a vegan, now it's very difficult because I can't buy anything leather. So it's become very, very difficult for me to, but I haven't gotten rid of any of my shoes. But going forward, I can't buy very expensive shoes unless they are man-made materials. So, but a pair of nice like Louboutin, or I don't know, I would have done that, but I just find it so ridiculous to spend that much money.
To me too, because it's not a huge interest of mine, and on top of that, I have very bad knees, so I can't run around with heels a lot. But for like a small dinner, where you're just walking from the car to the restaurant and back out, not going out dancing for the whole night. But
listen, for the wedding, I bought very nice, expensive shoes, and I wore one pair to walk down the aisle,
and then you change when you dance.
For the entire time after that, I had ballerina slippers on.
Of course.
Nobody knew. And I was so obsessed with the shoes that I bought. Like, I spent money on them. They were designer, and didn't even wear the second pair. Yeah, didn't even wear the second pair because I had to find like vegan shoes. So, and I didn't even wear the second pair. Like, I was like, I just want to be comfortable. So I had on literally like burgundy ballerina slippers on the entire wedding.
Well, how could anyone know? Your dress was all poofy and dragging behind you. Nobody would know.
Right, but when I went to go get my dress altered, like, I asked the woman, I want to be able to show my beautiful burgundy heels, and she was like, you don't ever want your dress to be above your feet. I'm like, why? She's like, no. I'm like, if I would have known that, I would have worn sneakers to walk down the aisle. Like, I didn't care. But yeah. So, yes. So I think shoes are important depending on where you're going, depending on what you have on. But listen, I love a beautiful pair of shoes. It's just not my main priority.
Exactly.
All right. Well, Gender Clash. Check us out on all the big podcast sites. Well, we're out of time. On all the big podcast sites, Spotify, Apple, TuneIn, Google, Yeah, all of those. And, of course, our own site, Gender Clash Podcast. Okay, I'm going to try this one more time.
GenderClashPodcast.com.
Thank you, dear.
No.
Yeah, that was right.
Okay.
You got it.
All right.
Monica, thank you so much for joining us. This was fun.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
Yes, Monica, you're
I'd
our
love to
first
have you
guest.
on again.
Thank you. And guys, if you want to be a guest on our show, reach out. Like, we would love to have this interaction. I feel like it makes it more interesting. Maybe we can go live, like on video.
We are going to do that.
Listen,
this.
I don't care what I look like. Like, this is the best I'm going to look.
I think you look really good right now.
You're
I don't care what I look like.
I'm kind of looking forward to a Friday night when we stop recording here, baby. So
I know.
Well, if I'm ever back
seriously,
on
though.
and you're going to do the video, I'm going to have to put my heels on.
There you go. There you go. We could do a full body shot. There you go.
This site can stream directly to Facebook. So
Yeah, there you listen.
There you go.
I got on my poofy chancletas.
holy
Look,
socks!
look.
Oh my God! I didn't realize.
babe, seriously?
No, these will get thrown away. I didn't realize they were like that.
Jesus Christ, babe.
I didn't realize they were like that. All right.
Listen,
Well,
I've been throwing away your holy clothes.
I know the holy socks got to go. I've been
Yes.
throwing them away too.
Yes.
I've been throwing them away too.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. This site is capable of streaming directly to Facebook Live, so we will do this live sometime and just get everybody involved. It'll be fun. I like
That's
this site.
awesome.
It's actually pretty cool. So we'll do this again.
All
right, Monica, thank you.
Monica. Thank you.
guys. I loved it.
Hope to see you soon, right? I mean, we need to get together soon.
Sometime soon.
Yeah,
in the
I know.
near distant
I don't know.
future. Okay.
I know.
Bye bye. Have a good night, everybody.
All right.
Thank you for listening.
Bye, guys.
We'll see you soon.
Bye.
Good night.